The DC Fandome. Okay, now, for many of you who did not know this, there was maybe an article a week ago or 2 weeks ago that was from Geeks Worldwide. I'm not really sure if they're a credible source. What do you think about it? I've never really heard of them.
Well, I'll say this. They did receive documentation. They weren't 100% accurate in what the documentation was. That's just the truth.
Yeah.
Because you saw the full rollout today. So I'm going to give them the credit that, yes, they did get advanced documentation.
Yeah.
But they should have waited till everything was fully confirmed.
Yeah, true. But so they come out with this article, and I read it, and again, I never really heard of them. So, and then I think as it was getting fleshed out, okay, before we continue, Nick is here.
Ooh.
Nick,
hey, what's up, you guys? What's going on?
Okay, so we were just just getting started talking about the DC Fandome and how there was that article from GWW maybe a week or two ago, and weren't really sure if they were credible or not. But I think what people were coming up with was that it was kind of going to be like a Jeff Johns type event, maybe for CW type stuff, and maybe his comics, and you know what I mean, just kind of like the other end of DC, if you will. Yeah. And then today it was boom, confirmed that no, that's not what it's going to be. Maybe there'll be some, I think Stargirl's going to be there. But yeah, it looks like it's literally everything. DC games, shows, movies. And before we get started talking about that, I want to I printed out the press release, and I wanted to say what they are talking a little bit about what they put on there. It's going to be a 24-hour event, and I believe after the 24 hours it's cut off. A lot of people will be out there recording everything, so that's not going to be an issue.
Seriously.
Yeah. So the thing that pops up a lot, and again, I want to talk about this as well, is the multiverse. They said it's to immerse the fans in the DC multiverse with new announcements from WB Games, film, TV, and comics, as well as an unprecedented opportunity to hear from the cast creators behind your favorite feature films and TV series, including Aquaman, the Batman, Batwoman, Black Adam, Black Lightning, DC Superhero Girls, DC Legends of Tomorrow, DC Stargirl, Doom Patrol, The Flash, Harley Quinn, the Snyder Cut of Justice League, Lucifer, Pennyworth, Shazam, the Suicide Squad, Supergirl, Superman and Lois, Teen Titans Go, Titans, Watchmen, Young Justice, Outsiders, and coming this fall to theaters, Wonder Woman 1984. So it's literally everything is on the table.
Yeah.
What do you guys think about that?
What you think, Nick?
I think it's a lot of guys and girls wet dream. I think it's wonderful. I think the list that's on there is just like I couldn't ask for a better list. I mean, honestly, I feel like I woke up like I was stuck in some kind of nightmare dimension, or I just escaped one, because now it's like everything that I've ever wanted, everything that I kept saying, like, man, I wish they would do this. I wish they would do this. They could have done this. Now it's like they're doing it. And to hear even that lineup that they're going to have there, I mean, it's incredible.
Yeah.
I mean that lineup sounded epic. I mean, it sounded just, I can't wait to see it. I took all those days off from work. I'm going to cover the crap out of this thing. Because at this point now, it's like, it only makes it, more fun, because then again, it's going to be online anyway. So it's not like I have to go somewhere. Right. I don't have to buy tickets. I don't have to fail at getting them. I can just be there, So it's going to be great. But I think it's definitely going to it's just going to elevate everything. I think it's gonna change the entire landscape, and no longer will they be referred to as like CBMs. Now it's just going to be this comic book universe, because they're going to come at you on so many different angles and in so many different ways. It's just going to change everything. I truly can't wait for it. I can't wait.
Yeah. Well, I look at the press release, like you read, Tyler. The first thing that caught my eye was the first thing they said: new announcements, WB Games.
Yes.
And that caught my eye, because on the Culture Nerd, I wrote the article about AT&T selling WB Games, which is true, because I source CNBC, so I trust their sources on that. But the fact that DC Fandom is going to announce WB games means they're going to go with this current cycle, whatever's in the can right now. If it's Arkham, if it's Injustice 3, if it's we don't know, but we're going to see. That's going to be some good announcements. They're going to go through this cycle, and then they're going to probably sell off. So that's the first thing that caught my eye with that.
Yeah, and I was happy to see that because like we said, I was expecting with that PS5 release, I was expecting to see a Batman game or a DC game, and nothing popped up. And then there was, I don't know if the article came out before or after that, saying that
right after.
WB was looking, and then it was like, oh man, it was kind of like a punch in the gut. And now you get this, it's like, oh my god, it's just like back and forth. But no, I think you're right. One of the things that stands out to me, well, obviously Zack Snyder's Justice League, but
yeah,
they said that there's something to do with Watchmen, which is the HBO Watchmen series.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you guys watched that or not, but it was very good.
Mm-hmm.
One of my favorite shows of all time. I thought it was very well done. I enjoyed the hell out of it, and the way that it ended was you could do a second season, but I really wish they didn't. Like
Spoiler alert.
What's
No, go ahead, Tyler.
Yeah, no, I'm not going to say. I'm not going to say what happened.
I've never seen it, but
Nick, have you ever seen it?
I have.
Okay, yeah, no, I'm not going to spoil it. But what I'm saying is that it looked like it was going to be done.
Yeah.
And now you're saying that there's going to be Watchmen there. So now I'm like, okay. I mean, unless you're just going to have the creators there talking about how they came up with the ideas and everything, which could possibly be the case as well.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, now it's crazy because you have the JC event now, JC 2020. You have Comic-Con. Now you have DC Fandom. It's like literally going to be a month of just absolute craziness, and it begs the question: Is Zack going to show up for Comic-Con? Is he just going to save that for JC? Is he going to, what I mean? Like,
well, he's going to be at. I don't think he's going to be a part of the actual Comic-Con slate, but he's going to be at JusticeCon. For sure.
Yeah.
And then the fact that they announced him for the fandom, the DC Fandom, he's going to be there. Now, the second thing that caught my eye with the press release is Stargirl. That means Jeff Johns. Okay.
Yeah. Yep.
So he wasn't named anywhere at all in the press release because actually I was about to write the article on this for Culture Nerd, but I didn't. And I was looking through everything. I didn't see Jeff Johns listed anywhere, even on like the old Justice League stuff. Nothing. So Jeff Johns may have a little lane, in this as well. And he's a good writer, so I'm not gonna slam him right now. So.
Yeah. Yeah. It looks like Jeff will be a part of it.
Yeah.
To continue with the press release, so looks like there's going to be 5 different things. There's going to be a DC Watchverse, which is where you can engross in hours of must-see content from around the world, for your DC films, TV, home entertainment, and games.
Mm-hmm.
Then there's going to be DCEU verse, which is where the fans are the stars to see the most amazing user-generated content, cosplay, all that stuff, fan art. Then there's going to be a kids verse, something for the kids, and then there's going to be an insider verse. This is contains a centerpiece video featuring legendary artist and DC publisher Jim Lee, President Walter Hamada, which is awesome because we haven't ever since Walter Hamada got that position, we haven't heard an interview, haven't heard a word from that guy.
Right.
So he's been in control of where DC's been going for a couple of years now. So it's going to be interesting to see what he has to say. And it looks like from this list, it looks like I'm just going to be looking at 2 of them. I'm going to be looking at the Watchverse and the Insiderverse, because of course I want to see, all the stuff that deals with the games and the films and TV and all that. And then I want to see what Jim Lee and Walter Hamada have to say. What do you guys think about that?
What you think, Nick?
I want to see everything. I want to see every minute of this. I don't think it's going to be a dull moment, really. At this rate, like everything is just like we're on Dawson's show and there's nuclear bombs going off. Everything's just like bam, 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 bam. I mean, but that's what we want,
Equal size bombs.
Equal size bombs. $1.99, $10.99. It doesn't matter. All huge. Yeah, no, I'm stoked, man. And the fact that it's going to be like all online, I'm going to feel like I'm actually like there, even though I'm not. because no one else can get any closer to me unless you're still.
Yeah. Well, the third thing I saw in a press release is they specifically said the Snyder cut of Justice League. I think that's major because they're kind of behind that whole movement in a sense. Who else says Snyder cut except the fans?
Yeah,
exactly.
So they're all in. That's my theory is that a couple of days ago when the leak came out, Tyler, we talked before the show about the leak came out from GWW. They did not say anything about Zack Snyder until after we found out he was going to be at JusticeCon. So it was almost like a power play in a sense. They put Zack Snyder front and center in there. So I think that was major too on that press release.
Yeah, I mean, the one thing that I'm worried about with this DC Fandome is the fact that like they only give you 24 hours to watch it, and I hope I have enough time where I can literally watch everything because they're talking about hours and hours of content. But that day is going to be absolute pandemonium because if it's literally because like once it comes out, I'm guessing all the content's going to be on there like right away. Like you're not going to have to wait for it. So if literally everything is on there, it's just going to be the internet is just going to be bombarded. Like Twitter is just going to be like, oh my God, did you see the James Gunn thing? Did you see Zack's trailer? Did you see, footage for the Suicide Squad? Possibly David, it's just going to be like, blah, 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 like, oh my God. Like I need to go watch that now. Like what? There's this in there. Like, it's going to be crazy.
Yeah, Tyler, that's the fourth thing I noticed that you just touched on. James Gunn, Suicide Squad is that they put that kind of front and center. So I do not expect any air cut announcements at the DC Fandome. Now, I don't know about JusticeCon. I got to talk with the Nerd Queens and the Snyder Amazons Friday. We'll get more information on that, but I don't know yet, as far as entirely. Yeah. But I really believe the new Suicide Squad is going to be the main threat. As far as the Suicide Squad related content, that's all that's going to be at the fandom regarding that.